It has been 4 days since the full release of Multiversus, and I don't think I've ever seen a game transition from open beta to full game release and receive so much backlash, controversy, and criticism.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me.
What's going on, everybody? I'm an occasional gamer, and I was a huge fan of the open beta for Multiversus when it dropped about a year ago, and transitioning into the full game, the movement speed, the startup animations, the hit stun, everything when it comes to the game's mechanics have been significantly slowed down in the full game release. And I'm not necessarily mad at the game's devs changing the movement speed. I think there are positives to be taken away from the game being slower. I do think player first games brought this controversy upon themselves. The open beta could have been a perfect time to test out changing different movement mechanics for the game, to receive player feedback and make their own analysis of how they want Multiversus to play out. But to just go from the speed of Super Smash Bros. Melee to the speed of Super Smash Bros. Brawl is pretty drastic, and I think if the movement speed was established within the open beta, then it would be a smooth transition into the full game release, and we would not be receiving all this controversy for the game. Me personally, I've been enjoying the game. There are a lot of things that I like, there are a lot of things that I don't like, but overall, this is a wonderful game. In my opinion, changing the movement speed isn't necessarily a positive or a negative thing. It's just a new feel for the game, which allows there to be neutral. We now have the opportunity to play footsies in Multiversus. This game was extremely sweaty in the open beta. You get 0 to death in no time. Every and any given moment was rushing down your opponent. There wasn't much opportunity to have footsies. Especially there being an emphasis on 2v2 battles, the game is a bit more digestible with a lot going on screen, with there being slower movement. One thing I don't like about the changes into the full release are the blast zones and how big the characters are in combination of the zoomed in camera. I don't necessarily mind the character models being bigger, but with the camera zoomed in, especially for 1v1 games, it does feel tight, it does feel cramped, and the blast zones are absolutely ridiculous. Percent doesn't necessarily matter in this game if you are fighting off the top. You do 3 up airs and you are losing a stock. It is so easy to get rained out in this game. I even accidentally ringed out myself. This was without receiving player knockback. I pressed the jump button being close to the blast zone and I lost the stock. In Super Smash Bros., if you are off screen and close to the blast zone, you will just take percent until you get into a save area. With this game, if you are close to the blast zone, you are losing a stock, whether you get slightly hit or whether you jump into it. Another adjustment that I'm experiencing while playing Multiversus is the additional animations with the slower movement speed. I am button mashing the heck out of my controller, and the moves that I think are supposed to come out are not registering because there are so much startup animations to get a single move out. I wish it was a little bit more responsive because honestly, you're just throwing moves out. A lot of playing Multiversus is just throwing moves out and hoping that something lands and then taking the opportunity to rush down your opponent. But overall, as I said, I am enjoying the game. The game is fun, the game is free, and a lot of people are having an issue with the game being grindy. You do not receive a lot of in-game currency from matches. And there is definitely a push for microtransactions and battle passes and all of the above to invest into Multiversus and take advantage of the characters. All the characters are locked and there are a handful of characters that are on rotation. If you love the game that much, you can invest into it and have all these characters out at the gate. You just gotta put your wallet down. I don't understand the complaint of the game being grindy because at the end of the day, this game is free to play. They gotta make their money on somehow. Who cares that you have to play hours on end to unlock a character that you really like? It's free. I don't mind grinding in this game because I already found my main. Raindog is my main. Raindog is the only character that I'm using for the most part. I would suggest find a character that you like and stick with them, get enough in-game currency to purchase them, and enjoy the game. If you want to have a better experience with this free-to-play game, you are just gonna have to take your wallet out. That's just how it is. They need to make their money. This being a free-to-play game, it has a lot to offer with the character roster, with the animations, the stages. This is a well-polished free-to-play game, and I'm sure we will be receiving more characters in the near future. I did come across glitches within the game. There was a period of time that I wanted to try out new characters. I wanted to change my character for online, and that was not an option. The character select screen was completely blank, and that was annoying, but just restarting the game fixed that issue, and it hasn't come up since. I also had disconnecting issues for a period of time. Game after game after game, it was only disconnecting and having network issues, and for some reason that resulted in defeats on my end, which is extremely frustrating when you are trying to have a pretty solid win rate. Hopefully network issues won't be a problem in the near future. But other than that, I've had a pretty great online experience. I haven't experienced lag. I haven't experienced the random teleporting from the beta where your character would just glitch all over the place. The online has been great, other than the loading screen disconnecting. There you have it. This is my new game release verdict on Multiversus. The game is really fun. I am enjoying it. It is different from the open beta, but I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. It's just different. I'm primarily playing 1v1s because 2v2s, my partners are usually trash and we always end up losing if we verse a team that is pretty good and has synergy. I think 2v2 would be more enjoyable if I was playing with one of the homies, but otherwise I'm playing 1v1s and I'm using Rain Dog. Comment down below, let me know if you're playing Multiversus, if this is your first time hearing about the game. Do you like the changes into the full game release? Do you prefer the open beta? Say what's up in the comments. Let's get the conversation going. Also, I will be streaming Multiversus tonight on YouTube. Y'all come through, let's have a good time. Hopefully I can be the best Rain Dog of all time in Multiversus. Maybe go to some tournaments. Come through, we gonna have a good time. Come through to the live stream. Like the video and subscribe if you haven't. Share the video with your auntie, cousin, coworker, friend, or grandma. I'm an occasional gamer, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless. I told you to chill. I told you to chill. I told you to chill. No.
This is my house. I pay rent. This is my house.
I'm a gamer. I'm a straight up G. The occasional life is the life for me. We can play on Xbox, we can play on PC, but the occasional life is the life for me. I'm a gamer. YouTube entertainer, get the information, make visual explainers.